David Menzies for Rebel News here in North Toronto. And folks, you're probably wondering, why am I all decked out in my cycling kit? Well, I'll get to that in a second. But here's the deal. Do you know that the city of Toronto has the worst traffic in all of North America? Yes, that includes New York City. That includes Los Angeles. It even includes Mexico City. Can you imagine? We are number one in being the worst in terms of gridlock. And that got me thinking. We were about to leave the intersection where we're at to go down to Yonge Dundas Square. That's where we usually do our streeters. I went to the Waze app. That is a distance of precisely 11 kilometers. Guess what the travel time is? 43 minutes by car. That's right. It takes 43 minutes in Olivia Chow's Toronto to travel 11 kilometers of distance. And of course, the city will say, well, you don't like that. Use the better way. That's what they call the TTC, the Toronto Transit Commission. And of course, ride a bike. And that got me thinking, well, why don't we put it to the test? So we're going to have Rebel staffers. One is going to take a car. One is going to take public transit. And yours truly, I'm going to ride my bicycle. And we're going to find out who gets there first. And you know what, folks? I'll tell you, 11 kilometers, 43 minutes via car. I think I can better that. And that is saying something profound, because I'm not Lance Armstrong circa 2001. I'm a 63-year-old man, 2 artificial hips, a bad knee, and yet I'm going to beat an automobile, perhaps. Well, you know, everything will turn out once we get to the finish line. Let's see if my cycling regimen has paid off. As I've told you folks before, cycling is the reason I'm fat as opposed to circus fat. And we're about to take off in 5 minutes. That will be 5:15 on a Friday afternoon. Oh, and before I forget, the bicycle and the apparel has been obtained via Evolution Cycles of Richmond Hill. That's Evolution Cycles. When it's time to evolve your ride, go to Evolution Cycles. Now, that's it. Let's get going. So folks, the results of the great race are in, and it wasn't even close. You didn't need Swiss timing for this one. And I've got kind of good news, bad news to report. The good news is I won, but that's the bad news. An old man with artificial hips on a bicycle beats Nishani in a 200 horsepower vehicle in an 11 kilometer race. That's crazy. And so Nishani, for me, it was 31 minutes and 59 seconds. What was your time?
I was just over 37 minutes.
37 minutes. So I beat you by about 5 minutes, give or take.
Yeah.
And Lincoln J on the subway, what was your time? 46 minutes. Shame. Well, I'll tell you my assessment. First of all, on Chaplin Crescent, it was ridiculous. I've never seen that many potholes since Neil Armstrong landed on the moon in 1969. It's a modern miracle that I didn't get a flat tire. Then I ran into, in the bike lanes, no less, Uber Eats drivers on e-bikes. Now, you might think I would like a bike lane. I don't. I'll tell you why. Even though they had e-bikes, I was going faster than them, but I couldn't pass. It's too narrow. And of course, these guys are in La La Land on their cell phone talking about Lord knows what. And then I think I gained a lot of time on Avenue Road, south of St. Clair. That is an incredibly beautiful steep hill. This is why Doug Ford is right in getting rid of the speed cameras. Not only is there a speed camera on that hill, they reduced the speed limit from 50 to 40 kilometers an hour. It is almost impossible to go 40 kilometers an hour down Avenue Road south of St. Clair. In fact, I'm pretty sure I triggered the photo radar camera. I can't wait for that photo to come in. Hey, boss, we got some big fat ass that we got a ticket. Well, if you can find me, I'll pay you the fine. I'll be impressed with the detective work. And but here I am. Nishani, what was notable about your commute down from North Toronto right here to downtown?
There's a lot of construction, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of speed bumps. And like you mentioned, a lot of the e-bikes, especially as you get closer to the downtown core, it's very congested.
So they were impeding you as a driver too?
Yeah, a lot.
Did you notice the same thing I did, that they are oblivious, that they're on their phones?
I have to make sure I'm not hitting anyone.
Yes.
Because they're not paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah, so the speed bumps and the construction, and it's kind of ironic in a way, Nishani, we're still in construction season, and I've never seen the roads so bad. I mean, it's less noticeable in a car than a bicycle, I think, but the potholes were outrageous.
Yeah, I was almost in a roller coaster on my car. It's terrible.
Yeah. Bet maybe we need to invest in speedy muffler or something with the shocks that are wearing out. Well, I'm so happy you participated. Are you surprised that yours truly on a bicycle beat you in a motor vehicle?
Honestly, the way traffic has been lately in Toronto, I'm not that surprised because it's been terrible.
Yeah, and I think that's a scathing indictment. The fact that Toronto has worse congestion than New York City, Los Angeles, and even Mexico City. I mean, that is appalling. I remember the days, I'm going back to the 80s and 90s, traffic moved in the city. That's long gone. And by the way, I want to make this point, Nishani. For anyone watching this video and they're saying, well, Menzoid, you big dummy, you made the point for all the left-wing nuts at City Hall to abandon the car and take a bicycle instead. No, wait 1 second. This is a September day, 25 degrees. Can I do this in January and February when it's minus 40 with the wind chill? No. And what if I wanted to go shopping at Eaton Centre? How do I get my merchandise back to the house? Oh, and by the way, when I leave my bike locked, will there be a bike there when it's time to go home? And also, say this was where I worked, do I go into my workplace and change? I'm a sweaty Betty right now. It's pretty rank, isn't it? Right? So it's not a solution for all the reasons I mentioned. And let's get a few words from Lincoln J. with his hellacious commute via the Toronto Transit Commission. Lincoln, I got to tell you, doesn't this speak volumes? Before the race, I asked Efren to guess how long it would take for me to get here. He said an hour and a half, 90 minutes. I beat that by almost 66%, 31 minutes. Lincoln, what did you encounter on the bus and the subway? By the way, thank God you're still amongst the living, because that's something we have to think about in Toronto these days. Your assessment of your commute?
Luckily, it was safe. There was no issues. And I actually didn't mind it. There's no traffic. You just sit back, relax, and you're on your way.
Well, yeah, but you're dead last.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's okay. Oh, I guess, well, you live a life of leisure. I got things to do, places to go, and quickly at that. Tell me, if you're that enthralled with transit, are you going to get rid of the car and take public transit for the rest of your life?
No. Once in a while, it's okay, but no. You make a good point. You need to be able to carry stuff out of stores. You're not going to be slugging stuff through transit or on a bike. So
yeah, and you know what? That's a factor on the taking the public transit too. Sorry, I'm a little discombobulated here. There are street people acting out. That's who you tend to find also on public transit, sometimes sleeping on public transit, sometimes peeing on public transit. This doesn't look like the better way to me, Lincoln J.
No. There's a lot of characters around here right now, that's for sure.
Okay, well, there you have it, folks. Old man on a bike beats young lady in a car and a young man on public transit. But like I said, for all the factors I mentioned earlier, including the environment, these days are, you can count them probably on one hand in terms of them remaining. It's going to get cold soon. And for me, cycling in frigid weather, that's a no-go for me. I don't want to freeze my ball bearings off. For Rebel News, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, I know you love it when Rebel News brings you the other side of the story, but the fact is we need your help. If you can you go to rebelfieldreports.com? That's rebelfieldreports.com. Unlike the mainstream media trained seals, we don't receive any of Mark Carney's taxpayer money. We depend on your support. So again, if you're able to, kindly make a donation so that Rebel News can continue to bring you the other side of the story.